Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to Broyans farm. Frank and I just got down here to the eggplant field and we're gonna see what we can find. Frank's already starting out pretty hot. They're beautiful.
They are really nice.
Down under here is where the nice ones are. This is kind of the size we're picking them now, maybe a little bit bigger, but we've been through this whole patch now, I don't even know how many times.
While Frank does that, I'm gonna get some Brussels sprouts. It's kind of exciting, kind of a little bit sad. Like the end of the season is nearing. We still have tons of cabbage, tons of cauliflower, stuff like that, but it's the Brussels sprouts and cantaloupe, watermelon, eggplant, all that kind of stuff, zucchini, pickles, that's very, very, very much slowing down. And so it gives us a little more time to focus on stuff like pumpkins and potatoes, which is stuff that is gonna go for the next couple weeks. I'm basically gonna clean all these Brussels sprouts out of this section here today, probably up until, I don't know, somewhere right up there. There's a bunch here that I'm gonna take all the way to the end. These two rows were solid Brussels sprouts, and you can see how much we've been cutting. And now that these littler ones that I passed up are to size, well, now it's time to harvest them. This guy still even is a little bit small. I might let him go yet. And I determined that by the size of the Brussels sprouts on the top. Like, they're basically the size of a pea compared to this one, which is pretty good size. Sometimes if the Brussels sprouts get too mature, the bottom ones will start to rot. And I'm seeing that a little bit here on this one in particular. Probably the lower 6 inches, they're kind of rotted, not good. So I just cut it up a little bit higher, and now, once I break these leaves off, you can see how nice the stalk is. Sometimes the Brussels sprouts really aren't bad, it's just like an outer leaf or two, which is the case with this guy right here. But other times they're rotted right through, and you gotta be careful of that. And so that's it right there. This variety here is a little bit different. These are a little bit fuller, like the Brussels sprouts aren't so spaced apart. And also, they don't seem to be rotting on the bottom near as bad. It's amazing the amount of people that come to market and have no clue how a Brussels sprout grows. That's a lot of the reason why we just take the leaves off and sell them just like this. I don't know exactly how many years we've been growing Brussels sprouts for. Had to have been at least, 6 or 7. And I would say this year by far is the best year so far. And each year we learn a little more. But for you guys at home, I would say the 3 main tips for growing the best Brussels sprouts that you can grow is 1, giving them enough spacing in between. You can see how this Brussels sprout was right here and this one was right here. My foot is about 12 inches, with the extra rubber on the outside. And that's about 2 of them. So you're gonna want about 20 to 24 inch spacing, which is a big deal because they need room to grow. Number 2 is they need lots of water. If you've been following along, you'll know that we've been having tons and tons of rain this year. Some of the crops actually got a little bit hurt by it because it was just too much for it to handle, but Brussels sprouts love that. And I would probably say the next 2 best tips is obviously get a good variety. I don't remember the varieties we grow, but I do know one is Franklin. That's a good one. And the last tip is keep the weeds out of them. This year we didn't have much problem with weeds, but we have in the past, and I've seen how it hurt them. And so a clean field just kind of makes a happy plant. So if you're growing Brussels sprouts, follow those 4 tips, and I'm sure there's other good tips as well, but they're probably the best ones. So now that these are done, and like I just told you, I cleaned up my section. Probably I would say next time we come down, we'll clean that section, and then we only have 1 more section left in the field. So that's exciting that they're finished up, or just about finished up, and we really didn't lose any due to like diseases or just rotting, anything like that. And then right down here below them is our rutabagas, which is the first year for growing these. Obviously can't give you a lot of tips on them, but I do know
one thing that I screwed up on is,
I guess they're supposed to get pretty large, and I didn't know that. I was kind of picking them like we do turnips, and I guess they're supposed to be a bigger size too. But like, I noticed people at market, when I had them like, I don't know, this size, something like that, people are like, oh no, they're too small, they want bigger. And so they kind of passed them out, but we sold them. You know, we might have had to sell them for a little cheaper. And Dad also told me that, you know, I picked them too small. So now we're letting them grow, and this is what they look like now.
you can see them in there. That one still isn't even fully grown, I guess, compared to what we want to see. But they're not far off at all. And so I'm really excited to start picking these. I thought I actually seen a bigger one. I guess not. They're doing really well though. Now these are getting a little bit weedy, and I think that's because of all the rain we had washing down through here. But I think if we scrounge around in here, we're gonna get some nice ones.
I was not gone for very long at all, and Frank was hammering.
He already got the 5 baskets, which usually with 2 of us working, we can't even get them done that fast. So that just tells us that he was working fast and got into some good ones. I mean, that's big for this time of year.
Right there. Hopefully they'll stay.
All right.
It's beautiful in here.
Yeah. Here. So now that he's done with that, we're gonna go up, get some cabbage, dill.
Got some beautiful Brussels too.
Yeah, I know. For what, October, 16th, we're doing pretty good.
Come on, Dave.
Oh, look at that.
I know, now it's raining. That's how it was yesterday. It would be sunny and it would be raining. And
I noticed when I went out yesterday.
Frank and I just got to the zucchini, and it looks like the deer are starting to get hungry
because they ate that whole one right there.
Wasn't me.
And it actually looks like they ate this one right here, all but the stem. But as you can see, Frank's getting some nice ones. I don't expect to get a lot. These have really slowed down with all the cold weather we've been having. Oh, there's a real nice one. Maybe I'll get that. It's on Frank's side, but he ain't gonna care.
Thank you everybody for wishing me a happy birthday. I appreciate that.
Yeah, I read them. You got like at least 50 or 60 comments saying happy birthday.
Yep. Thank you very much, everybody.
Whoops. Probably the 2 favorite meals that my mom makes out of zucchini are
Breaded zucchini, which is just, you know, slicing them like that thick, putting them in breadcrumbs. And then the second one is what she'll do is she'll take a smaller zucchini, not a big one. She'll cut it in half, long ways, and then she'll hollow it out and stuff it, or not stuff it, but like pack it with
hamburger, cheese, and then we put tomato sauce over top it. And that is definitely one of my favorite meals. Now we're on to yellow. It's funny because in the middle of summer, we'll bring 15 to 20 boxes to the field, and now we bring 4 and don't even fill all of them. That's a nice one. I got one here at borderline, but I'm gonna let him go till next time.
Yeah, I made a couple too that I let go. Because they want to go.
Yeah. That yellow one. Ugh. The yellow are always borderline.
This one, can you want me to get this one?
Yeah, that's good. That's about the same size as the rest of them that I see. I'm picking some, letting some go. I don't know. No, pickles and cukes are done now. They look pretty sad. Now we're gonna move on to Gouda, or Lebanese squash. These are a lot smaller than zucchini, but just as good, if not better, eating. There's a nice guy hiding in there. This is ideal size right here. Or at least for me anyway. Some beautiful produce.
Wow, I got some nice Gouda there too, man.
Yeah.
Oh, actually, well, look at that. Put some Gouda in
You
there.
can put some Gouda in there if you want. Don't matter.
So now Frank and I are working on dill.
I need.
Good.
This way it's a no-brainer. Oh, it smells so good.
Mm-hmm.
Makes you hungry. This must be really good on like a salad too. Yeah.
Yeah, if you like dill, that's for sure. We'll go on that route.
It's gonna go anyway.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll sell it all by the end. It's going pretty fast, that's for sure.
Way too fast.
I think this gonna stuff in. Yeah. Ready?
Look at her.
You get another ear of corn. I love that.
Good girl.
Daisy found a mouse in the field. I don't know if you can see it at Bitter Nose. Don't worry though, she got it.
We finished up everything for veggies out in the fields, got it back unloaded. Now I just got the tractor and wagon hooked up, got some pallets on the wagon, and I got some special bins out because we have quite a few pumpkins now in our field that we know we can't sell at our farm market. It's just too many. And we're gonna start hauling some to the auction for wholesale. I got out 6 of these bins, obviously because I have 6 pallets right here on the wagon. And these are different than the ones we usually use because they're a lot taller. They're really not as user-friendly when we're at markets, you know, trying to get down in them just because they're so high. But I guess, you know, when the wholesalers buy them, this is what they want to see them in. And so with new bins, they're very stiff, a little bit difficult to put together. And I actually haven't done this in a while, so don't make fun of me. You gotta get the creases worked into them. That way you can form them properly. Good. Okay, so now that I got that done, we'll bend out these flaps because, well, they're just gonna sit on the outside anyway. Bend the big one in first, just like that. And this guy, like that. Now, we'll take this one. And I don't know, this is flap number 1, that's flap number 2. I don't know how everybody else does it, but this is the way I do it. And then I bend them down in, and you can see in here, they have these little like notches out of the cardboard where that fits down in. So now I can work it out, and that's done right there. And so now basically I'll just do the same thing on the other side. Then kind of lift it up out a bit, and that's it. It's done. Lift it up and throw her on. So we just got out here to the pumpkin field, Frank, Mom, and myself. We got the first bin done. It's a 38 count. Work on the second. We went through and cut piles of them all the way out to the end where that cornfield is, and then we came back this side and did the same thing. Frank's throwing, Mom's catching, and I'm driving as of right now. But that might change.